Hey guys, welcome. This is a general reading for the collective of Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Most of my readings are not date or time specific. This series of readings is based on, I'm calling in solstice messages. So we're closing out the first half of 2023. We're looking at the second half as we go. So that's what I'll be focusing on here today. You can be here as the Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. You can be here as a cross watcher for a Virgo. Always remember that you may need to flip the energies around. In other words, the reading may speak more to you as the cross watcher than it does about your person, and that's totally fine. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I hope if you enjoy the reading, you'll consider joining us here by subscribing. I am coming up on 4 years on YouTube, so I was hoping to hit 60,000 subscribers by mid-July. Not sure if I'm going to make it, but every little subscription helps. So that's your way of paying it forward to me, as I pay it forward every single day here on YouTube. Okay, so I am pulling from Gateway of Light Oracle to activate the Gateway of Light Activation Oracle. And that's my attempt to activate this reading. Let's see what comes through for you. Lemurian Seed Codes. Oh, embracing sensitivity, uniqueness, living with grace. Lemurian Seed Codes. I've been wanting to find myself a Lemurian crystal. You know it by the little horizontal etchings in it. So I'm going to be on the lookout for one of those, especially because I'm a Virgo too. So that's a good message. Embracing sensitivity. I do that every single day. Uniqueness, of course. I'm a unicorn. And living with grace. Everything with ease and grace. Okay, so this is a little bit of a different spread. Hang with me. I'm going to pull the cards. I'm going to let you know the positions of the cards, give you my overall impression, and then we'll jump into the details with some clarifiers. Here we go. For Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Okay, well, I got to shuffle again. Someone resisting this exposure. Okay. I'll pull these down a little bit. Oh my goodness. So the positions here for this spread is this first card is something that you need to release from the last 6 months. And for me, it feels like it's coming through with the star in reverse, which is a loss of hope. So we're releasing the loss of hope because the next 6 months, you're leaping into a whole new adventure, the next leg of your journey, maybe your next highest timeline. So there's something you're going to need to kind of just say, well, I may not have hope here, but I'm going to release my negativity around that. And I'm just going to go for it. Also, what you can look forward to here is something that may test your resolve. The Nine of Wands is a card of perseverance, especially against all odds. It's when we find ourselves tested the most. So you can look forward to that, because to me, the Nine of Wands is that moment where we go like, I don't know if I can push myself one step further. I liken this card to the energy of, if you've ever heard about the story of people who climb like Mount Kilimanjaro and all those Mount Everest, and they hire Sherpas, right? And the Sherpas train you, and they train you. And part of the training isn't just about the altitude, but it's also the psychology. And the Sherpas tell you, you're going to hit a wall. You're going to hit a moment where you think, that's it. There's not enough oxygen up here. I'm not getting enough air. I feel like I'm going to die. And the Sherpas tell you, that's the moment where you're just about to break through, when you're almost at the summit. And that is what this card feels like to me. When you just don't think you have enough left in your reserve tank, you pull it out and you push through and you get to the summit. Because guess what? It takes as much energy to go down the mountain again from wherever you are where you quit to where you are when you reach the summit. It takes the same amount of energy. So I feel this is you almost reaching the summit and pushing through. That's what you have to look forward to. Now, something you need to explore in the next 6 months has to do with an opportunity to clear the air. And you're going to have to contain the impulse, because the Knight of Swords can sometimes get out over his skis, can sometimes speak without thinking, or be in a hurry and say something that they kind of can't garble back, like take back. So it is about self-expression. It is about speaking truth to power. It may be about clearing the air, but it's something you're going to be exploring with regard to that, because an important lesson you will learn is about an energy of sort of accepting defeat before you reach the summit, right? Before, like throwing in the towel and not speaking your truth and just accepting defeat. There's something that I feel is coming here for you in the next 6 months, and your next highest timeline, could it involve a Leo? Sure, this is a card associated with Leo, but the King of Wands is about someone who may be unavailable to you, or may have been over weeks, months, or years unavailable to you for some reason. Your next highest timeline may bring you face to face with this person, may bring you into that moment of truth where you're just going to like reach for the summit because you have something to say, that you're going to take a chance on it, that you're going to accept some measure of risk, right? No risk, no reward. I did have Sunday brunch with my daughter, so my apologies for the tongue-tied. And it's something where you have to learn not to receive and accept defeat so quickly. Okay, so that's what I have for you for now. That's my first round impressions. So let's dive in. The Star. Had a lovely brunch, by the way. King of Swords, Tower, Ten of Pentacles, something. Okay, so you had your hopes pinned on a future with someone, and they kind of pulled back, kept you at arm's length. Things fell apart. For some of you, it could have been very dramatic, but for others of you, it wasn't really about the drama of it all, but about the lost hope for the future. The King of Swords can often be cool and distant and aloof and not real warm and fuzzy. And I feel like that's what happened here, is somehow at some point along the process, this person made themselves unavailable, not real, communicative. You could tell that they were thinking a lot of things, but they weren't communicating it. And so things fell apart, and that impacted your future. And there's a sense of dashed hope here. So this is what you're releasing, because the next 6 months we have the Fool. Oh, beautiful. Divine Feminine, Devil, Hanged Man. Okay. So danger, Will Robinson. There's going to be something that calls to you. Okay, so this is the next 6 months, and it's the energy signature in general. So it's a general message that the next 6 months is going to have you tempting fate. Being open as the divine feminine that you are, being receptive, but also having a difficult time managing your impulse control, feeling almost like being sucked back into something that led to this Tower moment where you lost faith and hope to begin with. So I'm just going to say that thank God we have 1, 2, 3, 4 major arcana here. The next 6 months for you, Virgo, is a powerful, life-changing, right? Big changes that will hopefully bring about some growth that takes you out of this past mode. But you're going to be tested. I'm feeling a test where you're going to want to take a leap because you're so open and there's something you just cannot resist. And then underneath is the Hanged Man, and that's Neptune. And the fog machine comes on and says, are you sure? Look before you leap. Look before you leap. Assess the danger zones. Check your impulses and instincts. Where is it coming from? What's calling to you there, Virgo? Is it the good angel or the devil? Which shoulder is running the show? Because it feels to me like wherever you had this impulse in the past, it landed you in a major disruption of your future plans. And it created this energy of a loss of hope. Dashed hopes is how it's coming through. So there's a look before you leap message, because something's going to be put on your path that you're not going to want to hesitate on. And yet that devil energy, that's the temptation, right? And the Hanged Man underneath is your wiser inner counsel. To me, when I pull from the bottom of the deck, for those of you who are new, I'm looking at what's your unconscious awareness, or what's playing out behind the scenes. And in your unconscious awareness, there's going to be the angel devil. There's going to be the Hanged Man saying, yeah, no. You might want to examine that from a safe vantage point. Be sure you've looked at it from all angles before you sign on the dotted line or take that leap. Because been there, done that, have the t-shirt, don't want to go back there. Now, something to look forward to is this Nine of Wands. And to me, this Nine of Wands is the perseverance. It means that you don't leap right away, that you push through a little bit, that you hang on for a while. Despite the temptation, that you talk it out with your past life soulmate. So beautiful. And that you trust your intuition. There will be opportunities for communication here with the past life soulmate. Six of Cups. It's going to feel old and familiar and comfortable, like a well-worn shoe, like those beautiful rainbow sandals you have, flip-flops you have in your closet that you haven't worn in a year. Guilty as charged. I pulled them out. I put them on. I was like, oh, this feels so good. Why have I not worn these in a year? Do you see what I'm saying? That's what I feel the energy is that's coming in for you in the next 6 months. And so you don't want to leap on impulse, because that has landed you in a world of hurt before. And you want to sort of trust your intuition, your inner knowing. How comfortable does this feel? And what's the conversation between us? And how does that flow? And what information is coming in? Because, right, here's something to explore, is what's being said. What am I saying? What are they saying? Where's the truth? Can we work things out? Wow. Yes. So something to explore. Absolutely. There are some unanswered questions. There's some curiosity. There's going to be a need for some self-revealing on your part, on their part. I feel like I'm talking to people who may come back into communication after a period of separation. Like, I feel like there's been a separation here, or a period of non-communication is the better way for me to say it. And I'm feeling like part of what you're going to explore is what's being said. And is that something that can help you work through, come up with creative solutions to past problems, and lead to some measure of wish fulfillment, comfort, emotional balance? That Nine of Cups is pretty like some emotional self-satisfaction. It's like, yeah, we got this, we're good. But I'm feeling like with the Knight of Swords there and the Page of Swords underneath, there's some clarity required, and we want to be careful about how we approach it. Did you notice my little signal there? It's like, rah, 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 rah. We don't want to be like the yippy little ankle biter dog here with this Knight of Swords. We want to say, hey, here's what I want to know. And the Page of Swords is, pages are messengers, but in this case, the Page of Swords is also looking for information. The spy or detective of the tarot, ferreting out information and then feeding it back into the loop to go back to the Knight of Swords, so that what's being communicated, we have the Eight of Wands, we now have the Knight of Swords and the Page of Swords. What's being communicated? We also have the King, which can be zip-lipped. So whatever's being communicated is coming from the greatest amount of unfiltered expression. Like where you're not hedging your bets, you're not selectively offering information, where you just say what's true for you. You ask questions that prompt an honest and authentic response that isn't filtered, if that makes sense. Because that's something you can work with, Eight of Pentacles. You can't work with somebody who's, working out a scheme over here. I don't see the scheme, but I think that's gotten you into trouble in the past. So now, and we have the Five of Swords. So now let's see this Five of Swords. An important lesson you'll learn in the next 6 months. Ace of Pentacles, the Lovers, the Fool. So once again, if I'm looking just at the clarifiers, it speaks to a beautiful new beginning, the choice to begin again, to up-level the connection, to take a chance, to throw caution to the wind, as I like to say. And because that Fool is also the energy signature for the next 6 months, and we have the Devil and the Hanged Man there, I think that this Five of Swords is an important lesson you will learn is, can you trust this person's intentions? At first, I thought it was speaking about defeat, because that's one of the interpretations. And now that I've gotten through some of the clarifiers, it feels less about a matter of defeat and more about trusting intentions, right? And therefore, because the Fool is underneath the deck, that's what you're going to want to do. The instinct on an unconscious level is going to be like, I don't care, risks be damned. But because we lead with the Fool for the next 6 months and we have the Hangman underneath, it's like, yeah, check yourself. I understand it's hard to resist temptation, but you have to. You have to. And you have to be sure that you're comfortable with this person's intentions, that you've asked all the questions and you've gotten all the answers. You've had good open communication that you've fought for, that you've pushed through for, and your intuition tells you something positive, because you will have a choice to make. Do you leap or do you hedge your bets? Because that Five of Swords feels to me like it could go either way. And you want to be sure that it doesn't go the way it went the last time. That was not fun for you. So I'm feeling like your future is on a good course right now. This person either reappears or an opportunity for some form of communication comes in, and you have to assess the risk. And now we have the highest version of yourself. The next highest timeline is the King of Wands energy. Let's see what that's about. Knight of Swords again. Four of Wands. Five of Wands. So in your next highest timeline, again, it is about speaking truth to power, speaking up, but doing so, you don't want to create more conflict. The Five of Wands is a card of conflict, chaos and conflict, outside sources of interference. We've got this beautiful connection here. We already have the Empress, the Six of Cups. Those are twin flame cards. We have the Lovers as a twin flame card. The Four of Wands is a twin flame card. We've got a powerful spiritual connection here, regardless of what label you slap on it. But I feel like there's some need for clarity because there may be questions about the person's availability. In your next highest timeline, you will get those questions answered, because you're not going to go back here because of someone who didn't want to speak truth. I like the King of Swords, but sometimes that King of Swords, zip, right, is more strategic and doesn't always clue you into their strategy. And I'm feeling like that did not serve you well in the past, and it dashed your hopes for the future. It's going to come back again. And when it comes back again, you have to be sure that you don't let it ride, that you don't like go all in on, you know, whatever game you're playing, that you say, nope, nope, nope. There are things that there are questions I have that need to be answered. There are truths that need to be explored. Where do you stand? Are you available? Whatever it is for you, it's going to be different for each of you because it's a general reading, not a private reading. So ferret that out for yourself, but I really feel that's part of what you're going to explore, is the truth, not just as you know it, but as this person tells it. And then does it pass the smell test? Or is it still a little sabotagey, right? Do you feel like you're being thrown off the scent of something? And in your next highest timeline, you'll cut right to the chase. Are you available or are you not? Looks good to me. So before I tell you the astrology here, there is a link to the extended in the description box below. And we're going to look at this King of Wands, King of Swords person. Like, who is this? How are they showing up in the reading? It's less about them. It's more about the two of you. What do they want to tell you? What energy are they picking up from you? What message does Spirit have for guidance, direction, a warning if necessary? What are the hidden energies and what might be unfolding going forward? That's what we'll be looking at with some additional oracle. But for now, we have the Star, which is Aquarian energy. King of Swords, Aquarian energy. Tower is Mars, which rules Aries. We have the Fool, which is the planet Uranus, which rules, wait for it, Aquarius. A lot of Aquarian energy here, Virgo. The Empress is Venus, rules Taurus and Libra. Devil is Capricorn. And the Hanged Man is Neptune, which rules Pisces. We have more Pisces in our High Priestess. Knight of Swords is out twice, that's Gemini. Page of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Lovers is Gemini. The Fool is out the second time, Uranus, which rules Aquarius. King of Wands is Leo. But of course, that's what I have for you. The link to the extended is below. I'll see you there in a second. Bye for now.